Hello, welcome to another briefing. So in this briefing, I'm going to be going over the next couple storm systems we have um, in entering into the West Coast, into the Bay Area. We're going to start out here with the satellite image. So this is just the last, as we went, pretty much this last day here. This is from sunrise today through today. You can see a couple features that I wanted to point out. Let's just go back here a little bit. Daytime, it's easier to point this out. So you have this spinning area over here that's kind of resembles a cinnamon bun. That is your spinning area of low pressure. Winds are counterclockwise around low pressure centers in the northern hemisphere. This is a surface low. You can see this feature very well defined on satellite. You have a cold front roughly right over here, and you have a warm front, your warm front doing something like this. Warm conveyor belt, as we call it over here. Cold conveyor belt. That cold conveyor belt is actually doing this. Something that's wrapping around the low here, and the part of it goes this way. Then you have your much colder air. You have a colder air mass that comes in behind it over here, and you get most of your rain over here. And this is the system that is starting to affect us today. And then there's actually another low pressure system. I'm gonna go ahead and show it. So here's today's. Here's tomorrow's down here. Starting to develop another little swirl here. This is going to make its way up the coast and will reach the Bay Area by tomorrow. So that's our next dose of rain. And then there's another one, an even colder one, that we can't see yet on this satellite imagery, but that will come in on Tuesday. And I'm going to do some explaining when it comes to that one. But let's go ahead and look at the radar. For now, you can see bands of moderate to heavy precipitation in some areas coming into the Bay Area. You can see some heavier pockets of rain. Santa Cruz Mountains, mostly where you have mountains here. Santa Cruz Mountains, you have the Marin Hills, you have Mount Tam over here. So you have orographic lift over here. Basically, you have a lot of upward motion in the air going up and slamming into these mountains. You get more rain. You squeeze more rain out of the atmosphere when that happens, and you just have very good dynamics. You have a lot of lift. You have plenty of moisture, and you also have positive buoyancy of the air parcels, which means that the air is unstable enough. There's cold enough air aloft that an air parcel can rise and stay warmer than its environment. Now, there are a lot of different factors that go into that, but I won't get into the too much into the technical part of all of that. I just find it very fascinating, and it's really cool when you can see this playing out as we do now. And so I'm going to go ahead and show some long-range computer model guidance. Keep in mind this is just guidance. Don't trust the exact timing or intensity of the systems. This is just to show you the pattern. So here's our system tonight into tomorrow. Here's that second low pressure system that I mentioned on the satellite that I showed. It's down here. That's what's coming in tomorrow. See, that goes in, and then here's tomorrow night, and then look at this. There's another system behind it on Tuesday, and that's a colder system. That's coming pretty much straight out of the north. So that's a much colder system. The system that we're getting tomorrow, it's coming out of the west northwest roughly. So it's cold, it's chilly, but the cold air that's associated with it, it's been moving over the Pacific Ocean for a while, and the Pacific Ocean is relatively mild. It's so it moderates the cold becomes more moderated, loses some of its punch as it moves over these Pacific waters. So that's why it's today going into tomorrow, we're looking at probably 5,000 foot snow level on average up through the mountains here, the mountains of the Sierra, and then even into Nevada, Utah, Idaho, Colorado eventually. Um, you're gonna look at maybe 5,000 feet, like speaking locally in terms of Central California for that snow level tomorrow. But come Tuesday, with that colder system dropping down, you're looking at maybe a 3,000 foot snow level. Um, this is a lot less moderated. This is a lot stronger shot of cold air because it's coming down from the northeast, even like originating over continental Canada, and it is moving over the water a little bit, but it hasn't been moving over water for very long. It's still linking up with a decent amount of moisture that there's going to be quite a bit of rain down low and quite a bit of snow up in the mountains. A lot of snow up in the mountains, as a matter of fact. Could be the most snow that some locations see uh, so far this year. But it's still cold enough. It hasn't been over water very long, even though there is moisture with it. It's it's got a lot of good cold air that this moisture is going to be able to tap into. So that's why we're going to get snow levels so low. This is a chance of snow on some of the Bay Area hills and mountains. So this is certainly very exciting, definitely for me. Chance of snow on my local mountain range, first time in 3 years, potential for that to happen. Um, so very exciting situation here. Although take it with a grain of salt. Guidance is guidance, but the trend has been um, has been more positive lately towards this happening, and then maybe even another system on Thursday. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Probably do another briefing on that as we get closer. But this could be another good cold system because there would be lots of cold air left by this previous system. And then this is still a decently chilly system. It's got more of a northwest track, but it's not like a coming from the south. If it were coming from the south, that would be warm. You would not want that. That's the kind of system that we get rain at the ski resorts because those are so warm. This is not a subtropical system by any means. This is still, it's not going to be Tuesday system, but this potential Thursday system is still pretty chilly coming out of the northwest. Coming out of the Gulf of Alaska, it's just been moderating a little longer because it's been over water, but still, it's going to come into a cold air mass. You're going to get potentially pretty low snow. Once again, maybe 3,000 feet, um, maybe 2,500 for some spots. I mean, further north in Northern California, Oregon, Washington, you might get snow down to sea level both Tuesday and Thursday. Maybe even a little bit Wednesday, kind of in that in-between day with some showers lingering around. Yeah, I mean, this is a progressive pattern, and then take it with a grain of salt. You're looking way out, but maybe even another system into early next week, although this looks a lot warmer. See, it would have a subtropical component to it. I'm just gonna, we don't even know if this is gonna happen, but there is the subtropical component to it. See that 540 line, that colder air is further offshore, and there's a bit of a warm tap, at least as it comes in. And that means pretty high snow levels. That means a warm system. But I mean, this is exciting because it could turn cold again after that. Now, this is way out. This is what we call fantasy land. I wouldn't take this seriously at all. But what it shows is when you just look at the pattern in general without paying attention to the timing or the intensity of these storms, you're seeing a progressive pattern. You're seeing continued troughing into the west coast with that blocking ridge way offshore, which would allow storms to come into California, into the Intermountain West. Very different than what we had last month for most of the month, which was a big ridge out here, and storms going up and over well into Canada, down into the East Coast. Now the pattern has effectively switched, it's flipped. So now we have a good pattern for getting more wet systems into California. So that's all I have for today. I hope this was helpful. I hope you're able to get something out of it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.